What's up, guys? I'm back, Kerm. I don't want to do the regular intro or anything. Today sucks, and I've been trying to wrap my head around everything. We lost two big parts of my childhood and my adulthood, and it's crazy that I'm so shaken by these losses. A few weeks ago we lost Kevin Conroy to his fight with cancer, and we lost Jason David Frank today. I just found out when I was actually doing yard work. My nephew told my brother, and he relayed to me, hey, word is that the Green Ranger has died. I couldn't believe it because he was scheduled to come to the Richmond Galaxy Con. We went to that last year. We did a whole video on it. And I had a whole bunch of stuff you can kind of see right here that I wanted to get signed by him. And he's been such a big part of my life, my childhood, along with Kevin Conroy. When I was reading a Batman comic, it was Kevin Conroy's voice that I would hear in my head as Batman talking. Not only was he great in the animated series, I didn't really watch the Justice League Unlimited, but the Arkham games, like that brought me back. He came back with Mark Hamill in The Killing Joke. It wasn't a great animated movie, but it came back. And kind of going back to the 90s, I grew up with these guys. I grew up with Tommy. I got the White Ranger toy right here. I have the original Dragon Dagger, and this is, the next one. And I actually was planning on getting him to sign one of these. This is like the Green Ranger Shredder when the Power Rangers team up with the Turtles. And this figure right here is Tommy's likeness, Jason David Frank's likeness as a member of the Foot Clan. And his helmet, like I was planning on getting his helmet and his dagger signed. And this was a morpher that I wanted as a kid so bad. And they never made it until Toys R Us made it, right? Like, I don't know about you, but I always wanted, the golden morpher. And, the regular morpher that he had on the show was just a regular morpher, just painted gold for the Green Ranger, which is hilarious. He did videos kind of showing the props that he used, like they were pieces of foam or this, whatever, but he had some of those props still, and that was awesome. He kind of gave you an insight to his life. So I followed Jason David Frank a lot, and I was lucky enough to meet him and Kevin Conroy at different Comic-Cons. Jason David Frank, he actually got into the Green Ranger outfit, and that was a Saturday thing, and on Sunday he was getting into the White Ranger costume, and that was awesome. His interactions with the fans was amazing, and I actually had a conversation with a buddy of mine on Thursday, just a few days ago, and we were talking about what we were going to get signed when Jason David Frank, came to the area, and we were going to go, and I was figuring out which things I was going to get signed. I already got tickets to it. I'm shocked. I was shaken by the loss of Kevin Conroy since Batman the Animated Series. Like I said, he's been the voice of Batman for me, and I've read Batman comics since I was in middle school consistently, right? I've worked at a comic shop, and through adulthood, Batman has been a staple for me. It still is. I mean, Kerm the Unknown, it's in my name. Right up here you can see I have Batman, like the Batman figure from Arkham Knight, and this Kevin Conroy signed for me. And one year when Kevin Conroy came to town, I got him to sign this Batmobile, and everyone was asking, hey, what's up with that in your bag? Because I had to walk around. It was a drawstring bag. I couldn't figure out how to get this in there other than carrying like a massive box or putting it in a drawstring bag. So I put it in a drawstring bag. I thought that would be the best way to have it without getting it damaged. And brought it up to Kevin Conroy. I was like, I want this signed and give me an 8x10 signed. And he said on his 8x10s and a lot of things that he signed, he says, I am Batman, just like that famous quote in that show. And since the 90s, he's meant a lot to me, and I've only met him once in person, and I paid for some things to get signed by him, and some photos with him and a buddy, and he wanted to he was totally fine with taking a bunch of photos, and he was amazing. He was so nice. I can't believe he's gone. And then just, you know, a short time later, Jason David Frank, today I was told that he passed away. And that was a shock. Even the shirt, I don't know if you guys can see it, but this is the Reebok Green Power Ranger shirt. I was getting ready to keep this in pristine condition. I still have the tags right here, still hanging. I cut these off today because I was saving this shirt for when he came to town. I wanted it, excuse me, I wanted it to look pristine when I met him again. Because I met him a few years when he was dressed as the Green Ranger. Me and my wife met him, and it was interesting because my wife's not really into that. And I think he was my first professional photograph I got at a Comic-Con, which I've never done before. He was so welcoming. I didn't get anything signed by him. So that's why this time when he was going to come back, I think it was scheduled for March, late March, early April, I was going to get a whole bunch of stuff signed. The Lord Draken helmet is scheduled to come out from GameStop this December, I think, or January. I wasn't going to have him sign that because I wanted this and the White Ranger helmet signed, and maybe even the Dragon Dagger and these figures. I have a 3-day pass already purchased, so I was figuring out what I was going to take to him each day. And I checked right after all the news came out. GalaxyCon removed him from the roster of guests that are coming already the day of. So it's definitely been a shock. I didn't expect it. I know these are both heavy losses, but I think the worst one is Jason David Frank. It's I can't express to you, if you're having thoughts of sadness or hurting yourself or wanting to hurt other people, please seek help. There's nothing wrong with it. We're in a different age. A while ago, it used to be, you know, suck it up, buttercup, go through this. There's a time and a place for that, but if, you know, some people say it's okay to not be okay, but if that keeps on, you keep on feeling not okay, that's not okay, and you gotta go see somebody. I'm with you. If you're feeling down in the dumps, like I wish I could have reached out to, you know, JDF and said, hey, let's go grab a beer and vent. Let's, you know, talk about it. And I didn't even know him. I met him once for a brief period. Said, thank you for everything you've done for my childhood. But I wish he wouldn't have done what he did. I'm sure he had his reasons. But still, that's got a ripple effect throughout the community, and I've seen a whole bunch of stuff in support and remembering JDF. And Kevin Conroy. Leading up to this, obviously, he had a fight with cancer, and I've lost family members to cancer. Flat out, cancer's a bitch. I hate it. I know a bunch of you probably do as well. But I just want to make this video. I wanted to vent just because I didn't know what to do. I've talked about it with some buddies and everything. It sucks. And if anybody else wants to vent or just let it out, here's the opportunity. Or leave a comment if you've met Jason David Frank, or if you've met Kevin Conroy, or any other celebrity, and they were positive, they were upbeat, and you were so excited to meet them and happy, and they kept you going. I mean, Jason David Frank and the Power Rangers, they've made me fall in love with martial arts, and that's the reason why throughout the years I've continued to study martial arts. And a few years ago I actually got my black belt, and the entire time I was thinking about JDF and him owning a bunch of martial arts studios. So that definitely affected me. Meeting him and following him and watching him on different videos on social media, you know, he gave me the energy to pursue and finally obtain my black belt. I didn't have as many as he had. He was a master of a whole different martial arts, but he had a whole bunch of schools, and he spent his life studying something, and now that's gone. It's completely gone. So if you're feeling, if you're in a dark place, please seek help. It's not just you that it hurts. And I didn't know the guy. I'm thinking about his family, his fans, the community. And if anything, it's a wake-up call. So if you're in a dark spot, send me a message. You know, we'll message back and forth. If I can do anything to help you, I will. But seek help. Especially even if you have family members that are dealing with cancer, like Kevin Conroy or anybody else. You know, it's okay to talk. But I want to leave this in a positive note. Both of these men had a positive influence throughout my life. So leave me a message on a celebrity that you met and they had a positive influence on your life, or something that you'll cherish and remember for the rest of your life, whether they've passed away or they're still with us. Let me know in the comments down below. I'm back from the unknown. Don't worry about hitting that like or subscribe. Just take care of yourselves. Love the ones that you got while you got them. And I'll see you in the next one. Back from out.